I had it all planned out. Welcome, everybody, to the Wednesday night edition of the House Nest Barbecue Catch-Up Show. I'm Steve Ray, and with me are my buddies. There's Pete, and there's Barbecue Mike. What's up, fellas?
Hey.
How you doing, Steve?
Oh, I had this great opening all planned. I hit the wrong dadgum button. Happens all the time. Never fails. It never fails. Doing good, Pete. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. It's been a great day.
We're gonna go over.
I do that and give them to the neighbors. I just love doing it, and man, they are a great treat.
Well, they're good and tasty. You haven't had them yet, have you, Mike?
I haven't. No.
Pete'll bring some Saturday.
Okay.
I think Jeff said he's going to bring some chicken wings. Do chicken wings this Saturday for the House Nest Barbecue Show. So that'll be good.
Yeah.
Well, Pete, you and I got a busy Friday coming up.
We do.
Man, we're going to be doing about 30 prime ribs at the store. We've got 7 left to sell. If you're interested and you're watching, just text me 423-593-6588 or call me and we'll get you hooked up. We got 7 more prime ribs that can put your name on it, and they're going to be good and they're going to be great for Christmas. And what we're going to do, Pete, tell me how we're going to package these things so they'll be just perfect.
Well, we took the ribs off of them, and we're going to cook the ribs, and we're going to cook each one of the roasts, and then we're going to package them in a pan inside a roasting bag.
Yeah,
where you can reheat them. Get them on Friday, and they can reheat them whenever they want to, just by putting them in the oven, say about 350, and letting it go. But nice in the oven bag, it keeps them well. They store well, and they'll heat right up really good in the oven bag. And then they're going to also get the ribs with them as well, cooked like we cooked them, Michael, the last time that you had some of them over there.
Delicious.
Hey, I thought last Saturday's prime rib little class we did on the for a video, I thought that turned out pretty good. Michael, what do you think?
Steve, it was really good. And I've taken those recipes that I got from the Owl's Nest, and I've told a lot of people about it. Even today, I was talking to somebody about it.
They were the prime rib turned out good. The ribs, I'm going to call them plate ribs. We're still in an argument with some people on what those ribs were called. I'm just calling them what David called them, plate ribs. Somebody commented on the YouTube channel, not being mean or anything. He was very nice, saying they weren't plate ribs, they were something else. But it doesn't matter. It's the ribs off the prime rib, and when you cook them right, they're delicious. So we're going to just call them plate ribs because that's what David called them. And David knows a whole lot more about ribs than I do. Pete does, and Michael does, all put together, plus 25 other people. So
after all, he was a butcher.
Are you comfortable with that, Michael?
I am. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I talked to Scott DeFreeze today, Pete. He came and picked up his Green Mountain Grill yesterday. He was with us on the show last Saturday, and he's excited about cranking that thing up this weekend and starting to cook on it. That was the last Green Mountain Grill old style that we had left to sell. The next ones that you see in the store in January, end of January, February, are going to be the new Green Mountain Grill 2.0s. And Pete, I'm really excited about getting those in.
Oh yeah, we've done really well. I mean, the Green Mountain Grills that we've sold, people have loved them. As a matter of fact, the last one was bought on the show last Saturday.
Yeah, Michael or
Steve.
Scott.
I mean, yeah. And so, but they've been good. And I'll tell you, I own one of them and I love it. Can't wait to see what the new ones come out and look like. But I think everybody's been pleased with them.
Oh, they look good. They're blacked out and same great features, Wi-Fi features. The probes are all going to be the top of the line. Each they're going to have the Trek, Daniel Boone, and the Peak. And they're all going to be the 2.0 primes. They're going to be. I just can't wait. Very exciting. Have new accessories with it, and it'll be great. And I'm just really excited. Don't forget, coming up at 7:30 on the Butcher Barbecue Facebook page, David Bosca will be on, and they'll be doing their product review. And fellas, I don't know about you, but I really enjoy watching David on Wednesdays doing these product reviews. Don't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I especially liked last week's when he was talking about the gift packs, because I'll tell you, those gift packs are really nice.
Pete, I don't know if you were there at the store today. I sold 4 of those things this afternoon.
Yeah, I noticed the shelves. I mean, they're coming way down on it
Yeah.
because they've been going, and they're great gifts for Christmas. They're for any occasion.
You know, Michael, what you get a rub, or a brine, or an injection, depending on which box you get. Then you get the sauce, and then you get another rub, or there's something that goes with the chicken. They've got chicken, pork, ribs, or brisket, and each pack is dedicated to that protein. And so whatever your person in your life likes to cook, like if you got a chicken person, we got one for that. So great gifts, only $30 too. That makes them just perfect price point.
Did have some people come in today wanting some more prime rib roast kits that you had.
Yeah, I
put
made up
together.
a couple this afternoon. Sure did.
Good.
Sure did. So that was good. That was good. Let's see. So David will be on at 7:30, and he's going tonight. He's going to be reviewing Christmas dinner. Now, I could not bring a Christmas dinner to show you, obviously. I guess I could have brought a frozen turkey up here. But and Dave's going to have a special guest. So I guess if I had to dare to guess, maybe David's wife's going to be on with him tonight.
That'd be neat.
Who else would be
Yeah.
the perfect guest? And then maybe if he's watching and it's not going to be his wife tonight, he may want to reconsider that now. Huh?
Hey, the Christmas dinner, you had it last week with the prime rib on there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So we always look forward to seeing David at 7:30. He does a great show and does a great job with his product reviews. All right, Pete, I'm going to tell you something, Michael, and you were in on this as well. You have opened up a can of snakes, Pete. We were last week. We were in the shop talking, and Pete just out of the blue said, "Steve, who was the first person to start selling rubs?" And I said, "What a great question. I have no idea." And so I put Michael on it. I put Pete on it. I said, "Let's try to find out." And I'll be darned, the more I dug, and I think I spent the most time on it because I had a little more time. I have gotten 5 pages of notes in this notebook. I even called a friend of mine, and he got me some names and got me some information. And I've interviewed 3 people on the phone so far, and a couple people on text so far, trying to give me names. And we are back. I thought we'd be back into the early '90s, late '80s. I think we're delving back into the '40s now, for looking for that first person that started selling rubs to fellow competitors and the public. Did you know that Did you know that there was even barbecue contest back in the '40s?
I had no idea.
Found that out too. So what a Pete, what you did was just opened up like I said, a can of snakes, and what a great question that you thought of. And I like to I like to investigate things. I've still got that reporter's gene in me, that I like to, when I hear something like that, I like to kind of get out there and crawl around, turn over some rocks, and see what I can find. So
it's a challenge. I like that all the people you've talked to, different people, they're now interested in their digging as well. It's kind of exploded to where everybody's, but I mean, I can't wait to find out if we can get the answer, get that answer. And by the way, if anybody out there knows, hey,
can help.
Help us. Let us know.
Everybody that I've talked to said, first thing out of their mouth was, "That's a great question." And I was talking to Dr. Barbecue, and he said, "That's a great question." And he said, "And we need to know that as a group of barbecue people that are interested in the history, interested in what we do. We need to know that, who that person was, and salute them." Because, you look around my store, people come in and they wander, they go, "Wow, look at all this stuff." And I tell them, I said, "This is nothing compared to what's out there. This doesn't scratch the surface." And it doesn't. there is an ocean of product out there, good products. And somebody started that industry. I want to find out who it is. So that's what we're working on. So that's been a lot of fun. And Pete, kudos to you for bringing that out. And I can't believe I never thought of that. I just never. Michael, did you ever think of that?
I've never thought about it, but it's so intriguing to find out what the answer could be.
I mean, you think about all the old rubs that are out there that we know that we know about by guys that have been out there forever, and there's somebody before them. So that's what we're working on. When we do find who that person is, or when we come to a definitive guess, I should say, when I make the definitive guess, when I say it was this person, and then we start the argument again, we'll do a show on it. We'll have some different people on it when we find out. All right, let's get to let's get down to the nut of the matter. Pete, these things that you've made are they're wonderful. Pete has made this concoction, and I've got I'm going to throw the recipe up here.
Steve, I can't take credit for all that. Now, my wife and I have been doing this for few Christmases, and she gets right in there with me. And when we make this, one does one part, one does the other. We work together on it. But I'll tell you, the neighbors all love them, the people that I make them for. So they all love them, and I think they kind of get used to getting them and look forward to them every year.
I've got the recipe up on the screen now. And I know you're on your phone. You can't see it, but you can get it. It's on our the Owl's Nest Barbecue Facebook page. I put it up on there, so you can see that on our Facebook page, and you can make a copy of it and get it down there and look at it. So there it is. I'm going to scroll, and there it is right there. Pete's Nuts.
Hey, one of my neighbors came down. David came down when I was doing it. He wanted to see it, and then went home and he made a bunch of them, and they turned out really, really good. It's not hard. It's real simple. Look at the recipe. It's very simple, but it really turns out to be a good treat.
Well, let's do this, Pete. Why don't you go over let me see. Let me flash up the recipe here.
I don't need it.
And well, I need it. Do you have it? I've got it.
No, I've got it in my head.
Well, here, hold on. I brought it up for you just in case. Just in case. Hold on. Because you'll miss something. Here's the recipe you wrote out. Let me come and get it real quick. I know everybody thinks Pete's somewhere exotic place doing this. He's actually sitting right across from me.
That's pretty exotic.
in the spare bedroom. Let me flash it up here. I'm going to flash it up here. Now, Pete, I want you to go over it because, folks, if you can do this, man, it is. There, I'm going to go ahead and let you go, Pete. I'm going to eat.
All right, so just like barbecue, right? We do a binder for it, and it's made out of egg whites, two large egg whites, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and you just mix that together. Use a beater and get it just for 3 or 4 minutes until it just foams up. Then it's ready, and then once I get that done, then we're getting ready, and we do the mix, which is simple: a cup of cane sugar, cup of dark brown sugar, 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, a teaspoon of nutmeg, and a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. Mix all that up really good, and it's just like you would if you were gonna put seasoning on barbecue, right? Get all your seasonings blended up, and then put your binder on your nuts, stir it up really good, get them all stirred up to where they're all coated in it. And then throw that mix in there and stir them up again. Stir them up real good. Put some parchment paper on some pans. I use, doing it on my smoker, I use the full pans. Mm-hmm. Put parchment paper in them and just spread it out evenly. 2 pounds is what this recipe is set up for, to do at a time. Mm-hmm. You can mix nuts. You can put, I did them all separate. I did almonds, walnuts, and then pecans, but they all come out, and I ended up mixing them all up and doing bags of mixed of them to give out to my neighbors. And it's that simple, Steve. It's real simple. When they're done, let them cool off, and then you can just pick that parchment paper up, and then just start falling apart, and put them in a bag, and you're good to go.
They are delicious. Michael, you ever done smoked nuts?
I have not. No.
I don't know why. I've never thought about doing it. I don't know why. I like to experiment a little bit.
Yeah.
My thanks, Pete. Just leave it there. That's good. Just leave it there. My my next thing over the holidays is going to be I think I pronounce it pork cheddar. Did you see that? Did you see the picture on the Facebook page today, Michael? Thomas Damien from Germany put out there.
I see a lot of stuff that he posts. He posts some really good looking food, but I don't recall that one particularly.
Man, he put out a picture of a pork cheddar. I don't know how to. I don't want to mess up. I don't know how to get my Facebook page onto the StreamYard. I know there's a way to do that, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Go to the Owl's Nest Barbecue Nation Facebook page. Owl's Nest Barbecue Nation. That's where we post all our pictures there. We encourage everybody else to post their pictures there too. And if you are on there and you see this awful pornography, just scroll by it, and either Michael or I'll get it off as soon as we see it. We got a problem with that. And anyway, that's beside the point. You can put your pictures there, and this guy in Germany, Thomas Damien, posts. I mean, fellas, he posts some of the best looking food you've ever seen.
He does.
All different than anything we do, definitely around here or anywhere I've been. But they all look exceptionally well.
Yeah.
And I think he was using on that post, Steve was using not a butt, but a shoulder type roast or pork shoulder of some sort. And it looked like it was just swirled in all kind of, cheese, different stuff, and tied together. I don't know if it was cut open and put in there, or how he put it in there, but
yeah, I noticed that he. It said it wasn't a pork butt. It was a what's the other thing, Michael? What's it called? The pork
shoulder.
Shoulder, yeah.
That's what
I
it
said
says.
an 8 or an 8. I'm sorry. Did you say? I didn't hear.
Yeah, shoulder.
He said using an 8 or 9 pound pork shoulder, because what you want to do is you want it to be covered with fat, and you want to score that fat because you want to crisp that fat up, and that's what makes it taste so good. And of course, you had to tie it up and with string and that, and Pete, the way I am, that gets my attention. Anything you can tie up, I'm on it. So, but I'm going to try to figure it out. And I asked him to put the method on there for me. So we're going to try that. I can't wait to do that. But Pete, the nuts, man, easy holiday snack, a great holiday snack. And you brought over some, tell me about the popcorn you brought over.
Just caramel corn with some chocolate drizzle on
Oh,
it.
okay.
That's all.
You just pop it, did you do that, or it did?
No, I ordered it that way and just give it out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can't take credit for that.
Sure you can. All right. Michael, this is why I have you here tonight. Okay. Because Michael was busy. He bought a new grill, and it came in today, and he was putting it together, and we were touch and go on whether Michael was going to be joining us tonight. And of course I questioned his what was it? I questioned your dedication to the show, but he came through, and I knew he would. I knew he would come through and click. I spoke with a fellow by the name tonight of Dirk Mullins, and I know that name. And before yesterday, that name meant nothing to me, but today it does mean something to me. Dirk is the pitmaster of Three Hog Night Smokers. It's a barbecue team. He's out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. And he is starting something, Michael, that is going to be right up your wheelhouse. He's going to start the Rib Cook-Off Association. Now, Michael, Pete, and I have been talking about our next, contest that we're going to have at the store. We always like to have something going on a couple times a year at the store. We've been, supposing, and Michael said, why don't we have a rib contest? And I thought, we could do that, because you could, ribs don't take that long. And you could possibly, I've got the space in the back. When it warms up, we could offset some grills back there and let people come in. And, there's no reason we can't look at this, Michael, this Rib Cook-Off Association event, as maybe they can be the sanctioning body of it. What do you think?
I think that would be amazing, Steve. I love to cook ribs, my favorite cook out of every protein that I could ever cook. It'd be very exciting to get some of our local pit masters, and we've got some good ones that'll be really tough. Uh, so it would be amazing.
Now let's think about it for a minute, Michael. Um, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to an SCA contest. I'm sure you've seen it, or you may have been to one. Have you ever participated in one? I know
I
you
haven't.
hang around with Sean. Sean does these things occasionally.
They do, yeah, but I haven't.
I've never been to an SCA. I've done a couple of state contests, but I've never done an SCA. I know what I like about them. I know what I would like added to them. But let's talk about a rib cook-off. Just a rib, only one protein, and that being a rib, and that's it. What would you, Mike? What would you like the setup to be, and what would you like to see?
Well, I would like to see people come in with a limited amount of meat, not come in with, 4 or 5 racks of ribs that you can just pick through whatever you want. Give them 2 racks of ribs. You've got to cook 2 racks of ribs and pick out your best bones out of that.
Everybody
Uh,
cooks the same ribs.
yeah, everybody cooks. I mean, it could all be Walmart ribs. It doesn't have to be expensive stuff. Uh, I think I would like to still box them, put them in a nice box, present them KCBS style with some greenery, um, and just judge them with taste, tenderness, and appearance, and go from there.
Now, would you be more in favor of the organizer giving them ribs or people bringing their own ribs?
I would be more interested maybe in the organizer supplying the ribs, like you pay your entry fee into it, and that includes, a couple racks of ribs. I think that would be fair.
I would like that because then that would even the playing field. If everybody's going to
Exactly.
cook a Duroc rib, then everybody gets that kind of rib. Like you said, I'm more interested in the Walmart rib or the Sam's rib, and and draw numbers maybe, Michael, like
Yeah,
they do in an SCA contest,
you could do that.
and to see who gets to pick the ribs, and pick two, go through the contest, go like 1 through 30. Um, they get to pick, and then invert the field. Let the last guy pick the first next time,
Sure,
and
sounds like good. Yeah.
cook them like that. Now, how would you like to see them? What kind of a time segment would you prefer to see, or do you think what kind of a time segment would you think would make it interesting?
Well, I mean, we've seen stuff on TV before that, a 1 hour rib cook and you're having to cook them like nuclear hot to try to get them done in that 1 hour.
Mhm.
I would probably go with, maybe a 3 hour limit. I think anybody could cook a rack of ribs in 3 hours and have a little bit of resting time. You're not going to do them at 225. It's going to be a 275 to 300 cook. But
286 for me.
yeah, I think that 3 hours would be your turn-in time. I think you ought to have time to plate them and turn them in.
It seems to me everybody it's just like this deal that's going on in Memphis now. There's a group that wants to have another contest the same time as Memphis in May, and they want to have their contest in the old park where Memphis and May used to have theirs. It's kind of a controversial subject. But the first thing they said, they want to get more people, more patrons involved in barbecue. And I've been doing this now about 10 years, and running contests, participating in a lot of contests, participating in big contests, national level barbecue contests. And that's always what people want to do. They want to get the public involved. But unfortunately, what we do is not public friendly. I'm just telling you, most of us are in trailers. Most of us don't want to talk to anybody while we're working. And I know there are different situations, but some cooks will talk, some cooks won't talk, and but it's just not a spectator sport. Something like this, a one meat deal, I think could be something that you might be able to get behind and make it sort of a spectator sport if it doesn't last, much, longer than 3 hours. That's
Yeah.
just what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steve. That'd be really good. Bring
Pete,
in.
what do you think about making everybody cook them over open fire, over hot coals, Michael or Pete, where like we did a couple weeks ago?
Well, I think again, like we talked about when we were talking about doing, which didn't happen for the right reasons, but when we were talking about doing the steaks on the little grills, I think that you're much better to throw everybody kind of off their norm and put everybody at the same playing field, not only with the meat, but with the how we're cooking them, whether it be charcoal or the way you decide to do it. But I think it throws people into a different aspect. And knowing the people that I know, at least through Owl's Nest Barbecue, they're going to be practicing a bunch if they know they're going to do them that way prior to it. I think that's a great idea.
I think it would be more exciting to have everybody cook them over an open flame, Michael. Everybody bring their own grill. Now you can't, you obviously can't supply a grill, but make them bring their own charcoal grill, and let's cut that time down from 3 hours to an hour and a half.
Steve, I accept that challenge.
But would that not be? I think that would be a little bit more exciting. You'd see a little bit of more hair on fire and rear ends catching, I believe, if you did it that way, than just simply putting them in a smoker.
That's pretty brutal. I'm more thinking like 2 hours.
Well, you want it to be a challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to be a challenge. Now we cooked those grills over the coals on the PK during the show. That was an hour, and they were delicious. And if I had more, maybe if I had an hour and a half. Now, how are we going to present them, Mike? Now, you said you wanted to do it KCBS style with the ribs in a box with the greenery.
Yeah. I mean, however many judges you have at least one bone per judge, and just make the box look nice. It can't just be hacked up, thrown in a box, and appearance scores are very low. I think that taste and tenderness is very important, but I also feel like appearance should be very important as well.
You see, I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I think you should turn them in a styrofoam box and do it like a steak contest. Have everybody have the same piece of aluminum foil disc or maybe a square disc for ribs. And if there are 5 judges, you turn in 5 ribs. That's all. You don't turn in extra ribs. I just think you put them on that foil thing any way you want to, without the greenery, without any garnish, and still get judged on appearance. But let the ribs, stand on their own. As far as I want to see a judge, pick up a rib and look at it. Look at the smoke ring. Look at the caramelization. Look at the rub that's maybe on how the pit master maybe put a finishing dust on there, something like that. Let them really take a good look at that rib and use that as an appearance score, and then do taste and tenderness like they do in the KCBS. That's just me.
Yeah, sounds good.
I think that would be so interesting. And I could see different, I could see the rib, the circuit, this contest, if we put this thing together with Dirk, we can say this contest in Ottawa is going to be limited to 20 people, and it's X amount of people. That's it's X amount of entry fee. You'll get your 2 racks of ribs. We'll give them to you, and it's got to be over charcoal, and you're going to have 90 minutes to do it. And then there's no reason in the world the next guy saying Knoxville could say, okay, we're going to do a contest. You bring your own ribs, and you can use a smoker if you want to, and we're going to give you 3 hours. See what I'm saying? I think you don't have to do it the same way at every contest. You can make it different at each contest, but it has to be done by the same way by everybody at the contest.
Right.
Billy Holland said, "Bring it on."
Did he say that?
He did.
I believe him. I mean, when we find him up there. You're darn right. Billy says, "I'm ready to cook some ribs. Bring it on." Billy, I think we could put this thing together pretty easily. Because you only got one rib, and I know we can get some judges. And I'm kind of excited about it, fellas. I really am. I know, Mike. I know you are because you are the rib king here in Chattanooga.
I don't know about all that, but I enjoy cooking them.
I like to eat them.
I tell you, I like to eat those ones we cooked on the PK a couple weeks ago. So right over the open fire. That's the way the Ray family's going to get their ribs from now on. Heck with all that smoking and wrapping and putting butter and honey and brown sugar and everything in. We're going to be just right over the live fire, turning them and turning them and turning them. I can't wait. I can't wait. Well, fellas, what else have you got? I want to remind everybody coming up at 7:30 our time. David Bosco over on the Butcher Barbecue Facebook page is going to have his product review show tonight, and Dave is going to be reviewing Christmas dinner. So that'll be interesting. I did not talk to David today. I talked to him a little bit this week about this project that we're working on. The first rub person, but other than that, I did not get a chance to talk to him. So I don't know who a special guest is, and I don't know who or what he's going to be preparing for dinner. He might have a whole spread out there in front of him. So that'll be interesting. 7:30 on the Butcher Barbecue Facebook page. Anybody got anything else?
No,
Steve?
let's just talk a minute about the changes in the store, how you've moved stuff around, how you've got things organized to a point where people that can come in, all the different Christmas, any kind of birthdays, just stuff you've
Yeah.
got in there right now. I think, Steve, it looks better than it ever has, and everything is out there where you can see. I've noticed today so many people coming in, looking at stuff, picking up different things. It really looks good, Steve. You've done a good job setting the store up. And I think, you got to talk about it a little bit to get people to understand just what you really have out there.
Well, I appreciate that, Pete, but you're the one that's been the driving force behind that. What we tried to do, and we're going to try to finish it Friday and Saturday, is we're going to get all the rubs in the front part of the store. And we're going to have we're even going to have a new a closeout clearance shelf for some stuff that we want to sell at a reduced price to make room for new stuff. And in the back, the new part, the warehouse part of the store, which we've got things marketed back there, we're going to have we're going to increase our pellet inventory, but it's all going to be under the big roof out in the back.
And Steve, let me reiterate just so people understand. These aren't seasonings that we're going to be, putting on sale to get, out of. It's just seasonings some people love, but very few. They're just not a product that sells a whole lot, but they're
Right.
still very good seasonings.
Yeah, we're trying to get them out there, get them out there in the rotation. People overlook them, and because they see the big name, David Bosco, Heath Riles, Malcolm, Meat Church, and those guys, man, they're great. But man, we've got other stuff. Suckle Busters, Green Mountain Grill makes a great line of rubs.
Mhm.
We've got other people out there that make a great rub, and we want to get them in people's hands and using them. So that's what we're going to do with this shelf. It's going to be their clearance shelf, and then we will decide, what we'll bring back and what we won't bring back. What we want to do is make the rub selection, what you want, what our customers demand, not what we want to sell, what you want to buy, and then all the pellets will be in the back where you'll have a good selection. We're going to bring in another line of pellets. Everything. We got quality pellets now, but we're going to keep those, and we want to be your pellet source all year round. When you go to like the big box stores, they don't have a selection of pellets right now, do they?
No, and just see.
No, and they're probably busted open bags and no telling what's in them. And you go to these other places, and I couldn't believe I went to one store, and I won't say where it is, but it's right down the street, and the pellet prices were just astronomical. And what we're trying to do is keep them low, buy enough where I get a good price break on them, and make them affordable, for the everyday person, where you can keep coming back, trying new stuff. Like that pellet we got, guys, from Manchester, Connecticut, the 5-in-1. Those pellets are just fantastic. The smell that they put out, the taste on the food, that they put out is it's incredible.
It's all wood, no oils, no
filler,
additives.
no fillers, no sawdust, and it's just a fantastic product. And I mean, it is flying out of the store. So if you're looking for a great pellet, it's called Manchester pellets that are Manchester, Connecticut, and they are fantastic, and you will absolutely love using them. I don't know, Michael, if you've cranked them through your smoker yet. The smell is totally different. You swear it's coming out of an offset. I mean, it's smoke.
Michael's got to wait just a little while before he can run in. Thousand barbecue delight pellets he's got.
That's
Michael's
true.
got some pellets. I'm telling you.
Yes, I do. But I've read a lot of good reviews on those Manchester pellets because I've looked them up since you started carrying them.
Yeah,
and I've not seen anything bad about them, anything negative. All really good stuff. So at some point in time down the road, I will definitely be trying them.
Well, they're good pellets, and that's the kind of stuff we're going to do. We're going to bring in Lumberjack, the Lumberjack brand, and that's a real popular brand that they're hard to find around here. And but we want to be, of course, we want to be your source, like we said, for all your barbecue needs all year round, not just during the spring, end of summer, and the Christmas season. All year round, we want you to be able to come in the store and pick from an inventory that is constant and very dynamic all year long, not just a seasonal thing by like the big box stores do. They just stack them up and just get rid of them, and then they don't care if you come back or not. We don't want that at all. And with the new Green Mountain Grill 2.0 coming out, I am really excited about that, Phil. I just can't tell you how much I can't wait to get those in. They're going to be great. People gonna love those. Green Mountain Grill makes a great product, and this new one, the 2.0, is going to be even better. Michael, is there anything else that you need to tell everybody about? Are you going to do a special Michael Williams 2023 recap show?
I don't think I am, Steve. I think I've learned my lesson on that.
You should. You're a very interesting guy.
No, I'm just I'm curious about what you're bringing into the Owl's Nest, and kind of see what choices that we're going to have. I know that all the rubs you were talking about are good stuff. You've even got rubs there that I've never used. The Craig's rubs that you have.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to use them one day, but I just haven't. So yeah, you've got a lot of good rubs there.
That's what I'm talking about, Michael. We've got Craig Sherry's stuff there. People that they don't know in our area. They don't know who Craig Sherry is. He's got one of the most prolific line of barbecue products in the United States, with all of his the different not sauces, but the rib candy stuff. Man, it's great, and trying to get people to use it, trying to educate people on it. That you can make a better rib. You can make a better rib, and we've got this guy who can help you do it. We just got to get people to try them. Move them in the store, yeah.
And that rib candy's so easy to use. I mean, you just brush it on. It's just so easy to use.
So if and that's what we're there for. If you got questions, we're glad to be there and answer. I'm there most of the day, and I've just got a situation where I've got to leave at 3:30. So, it's just the way it is. But we're there most of the day, all day on Saturdays, and there's always somebody there to help you. So it is what it is. And that's all I've got. Michael, is that it? Pete?
That's it for me.
Michael, I guess shake your head.
All for me.
This is an audio show. There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
All
right, don't forget David Bosca coming up at 7:30 over on the Butcher Barbecue Facebook page. Folks, if you have not seen that yet, go over there and watch David at 7:30. It's a good show, and I promise you will enjoy it immensely. So I forgot to tell you, Saturday we're going to have we'll have a couple guys in there besides Michael and Pete, myself, a couple more guys. We're going to be eating. Jeff's going to bring some chicken wings. We're going to be sitting around eating chicken wings, and I hope Billy can come. I hope Steve Davidson can come. I hope that Jason can come and some of the other guys can come up there, and we're going to sit around, and we are just going to basically sit around and talk about barbecue stuff and kind of recap the year. So it's going to be a fun a fun show on Saturday.
I think today or yesterday, I believe it's today, is Steve Davidson's birthday. So happy birthday to Steve
Yeah,
Davidson.
happy
out
birthday,
there.
Steve Davidson. Hope you're enjoying that new smoker you bought too. I'm sure you are. All right, let's get out of here. We'll see you Saturday at 9 o'clock on the Allison's Barbecue Supply Show.